إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلوات الله وسلامه على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. In the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His Prophet Muhammad, his family and his companions and all of his followers until the day of resurrection. Now today we are dealing with this ayah. This ayah is addressing very important topic, and this is in Surah Al-Anfal number 36. Allah Azza wa Jal is saying, إن الذين كفروا ينفقون أموالهم ليصدوا عن سبيل الله فسينفقونها ثم تكون عليهم حسرة ثم يغلبون والذين كفروا إلى جهنم يحشرون. The meaning of this ayah is, indeed, those who disbelieve spend their wealth to avert people from the way of Allah. So they will spend it, then it will be for them a source of regret. Then they will be overcome, and those who have disbelieved unto hell, they will be gathered. So look at this warning at the end of the ayah, but Allah is affirming in the beginning of the ayah where He said subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna, meaning indeed or verily, those who disbelieve spend their wealth so that they avert from the path of Allah Azza wa Jal. Now Allah says, yes, they can spend, فَسَيُنْفِقُونَها. So they will spend that wealth, ثُمَّ تَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ حَسْرَةً. Then it will be a source of regret for them. They will feel sorry for what they did, and then they will be overcome. So they will be defeated. And of course, at the end and the akhirah, the hereafter, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ يُحْشَرُونَ. So they'll be gathered in hellfire. So look at this warning, and this the cause of the revelation of this ayah. Part of the ayahs was when the Muslims won the battle of Badr, the disbelievers from Quraysh actually were hurt, and some of them were killed, and some of them, their relatives were killed or injured, and therefore they want to retaliate and they want to take revenge from the Prophet ﷺ and Muslims. And what they did is they asked Abu Sufyan, who saved the caravan which was coming from Asham, Greater Syria, down to Mecca, and the caravan was saved with all the trade of the Meccan people and merchants. And then they said, Abu Sufyan, why don't you give us from that caravan, give us the trade. So they asked people who have this wealth and money to support in order to again build an army in order to fight the Messenger ﷺ and the Muslims. And that's what they did. But Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, yes, those who disbelieve spend their wealth to avert people from the path of Allah. They either want to kill the believers, they want to stand against the call of Islam, and they will try to avert people from the truth after they saw the victory of the Muslims and the spread of Islam, and people starting to accept Islam and establishing its firm. So they will spend it, but then it will be a regret for them, and then they will be overcome. And that's the case with all the challenges and those enemies of Islam who try to spend and avert the people from the path of Allah Azza wa Jal, and they want to kill Muslims, to eradicate them, to drive them away from their own homes and lands. That is what they are thinking. But then at the end, it will be for Muslims. This is a promise from Allah Azza wa Jal that these disbelievers will spend their money and then they want to avert people from the path of Allah, but Allah Azza wa Jal is saying they will, yes, spend it, and then it will be a regret for them because they feel that their money was and wealth went for nothing, and then they will be overcome. But then the terrible end is waiting for them on the day of judgment, because they will be gathered all in hellfire. Their money will not be of help to them. So they should stop this. They should follow the truth. They should not fight and face the Muslims in their own endeavor, and try not to avert people from the path of Allah Azza wa Jal, but rather should accept the truth. And you can see that subhanallah, the more they spend, the more they gathered their own power and forces and so on, and do what they can to avert and to stop against the advancement of Islam in the world. The outcome becomes the opposite. It becomes against their own wish. And that's why they feel sorry that even with this great expenditure of wealth, they're still not getting what they want, and they will be overcome sooner or later, as Allah Azza wa Jal says, and then a terrible end is waiting for them in the hereafter. May Allah help us to stand in His path, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala foil all the terrible plans of the disbelievers against Islam and Muslims. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا